Hello, and welcome to Module 2, which this week we will be talking about predicting effects. But before we get started, I want to go ahead and review what we learned about last week. So, not only did you learn the definitions of cause and effect, but you also specifically focused on how cause and effect occurs in our every single day life, right? So, you learned how cause and effect helps us in everyday life, and it helps us in two major ways. The first way it helps us is it makes us a better reader. It makes us understand the setting, the characters, and the plot better. But it also helps you as a person, and it helps you make difficult decisions. For example, if you are trying to figure out what you want to do, you can think back to past cause and effects that you have experienced or read about or seen, and if you don't like an effect, you can change it and you can do better the next time. Or if you do like an effect, then you're going to repeat that same behavior to achieve a goal or achieve an effect that is positive or good for you. So, this is going to move us on to our topic of Module 2, which is predicting cause and effects in a text or in a video. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why do I need to predict something? And what is predicting? So, predicting is basically making guesses or assumptions on what's going to happen in the text or the video. So, what is going to happen next? You're predicting or guessing on what might happen next. So, when you are making predictions, you can do that before and during reading. And when you do that, it's going to help you stay focused. And you can ask yourself questions like, what do you think will happen next? Why do you think that will happen? Was the prediction you made correct? And how do you know your prediction was correct or incorrect? Now, predictions, as I stated, helps you stay focused as you're reading. But also, predicting is essentially a tool that readers can use to really engage with the story. And when you're predicting the effects in a text, it's very important that you are understanding why you're doing it. So, when you are reading a story and you're predicting information, you are engaging in the story in a way that you haven't done before. The way stories or texts are set up, the tension rises as you read. So, the first part of the text is kind of subdued. You have the calming period where you're introduced to everything. And then as you read, your tension builds. And then you're exposed to all the effects that happen after this climax or this turning point happens. And so to become a better reader, you have to be able to predict what's going to happen so you can engage in that tension. So when you're reading a story, if you're predicting what's going to have the effects, then you are essentially engaging inside the text and you are becoming a better reader. So this week, you are going to be predicting effects inside the text. And one way you're going to be doing that is asking yourself those questions that are on the previous slide. And I would ask that when you're reading or you're watching a video, maybe pause the video or the story and go back to that slide and ask yourself those questions and try to predict what's going to happen or make guesses of what could happen because of the causes. So just to wrap up, cause and effect relationships happen all the time in our everyday lives. We learn from them and either change our causes to change the effects, or we keep them the same. So predicting possible effects in a story helps you understand the plot and engage in the story in a meaningful way.